Hello, families. I'm back. This is Kimberly Purpose. Trying to move me. Sorry about that. I usually have that out the way when I first start, but I was on the wrong side, so I moved me. But yeah, on this particular video, I wanted to talk about color again, the labeling system. And the reason why I'm bringing this up again, I guess I have to use repetition in order for other people to understand. Because I had a viewer comment on one of my videos about the color black. And on my videos, I always describe ourselves as Aborigines because I feel, I know for me, I've, according to my family and the research I've done on my family, I know that we're indigenous here. And I know my grandmother has been passed down from generation to generation that we are Cherokee and Creek Indian. And so I based that on what my grandmother told me. And so, I mean, I don't consider myself black. The reason why is like, it's not that I don't accept that, being the culture and everything and who I am. It's not that I hate that who I am. What I mean, and I think that people who are pro-black and all this, they don't understand the core of what we mean. It's not that we don't accept who we are. It's just that we don't accept the term black because it is a misnomer. It's a brainwashing technique that was developed by Caucasians to keep us at a certain point or level in society, to keep us as an outcast. And so it has a negative connotation to it. We're not saying that we don't want to be called that we hate being ourselves because of our beautiful copper bronze color skin. We love our skin. I love who I am. I know who I am. It's just that I don't accept that labeling of that term in the English language, because if you use that as the word black in the frequencies, you're casting negative energy upon yourself. And if you think about it, you are. And I'm going, if it's all right to be pro-black. I think if that's what you want to do you. But for me, I just feel like I did not ask to be called that. I think it was imposed upon me and imposed to my family, and it stripped us from getting to know who we are as an identity, as indigenous people here in the Americas. And like I said, if I'm going to use the word black, it's not going to be the same black that Caucasoids have came up with. I'm going to use the term black, the color black, in my native tongue or indigenous tongue. Like, if I'm going over the definition so y'all can understand where we're coming from. I think we, this minor difference we need to sort of squash, and because we all are feel the same way, and we got the same similar goals. And these slight difference, Pan-Africans and people who are the Moors and people who think they're Aborigine, I think we sort of feels a lot in the same way, but in order to get things done, we kind of get rid of minor differences and focus on getting things done together. But in order to better understand where we're coming from, I'm trying to explain to you what it is, why we don't like using that term. Now, I got the Etymology dictionary on the word black, and I got this from Chief Colinago. I love his channel. If y'all have not seen him, y'all might want to go and check him out. He's awesome. No, but he explains this too in all his videos. I got the etymologist dictionary, and I also have the Webster's dictionary of black because I want to explain to you why it's such a negative connotation to it. Instead of using the word black, and no, AB original, he's another subscriber. I love watching his channel too. He mentions use the word ebony or something that's has, using more of your native tongue. He suggested ebony, which I think is pretty cool and neat, as opposed to black. Or, like I said, we should find out what black is, the color black, if you want to use black. But personally, I don't think we should use black at all because, I'm not the color of the black sheet of paper. I'm a copper color, color race. I'm bronze, golden bronze, you know, and we're brown people, just like all these Hispanics and Indians that want to claim themselves as being brown. We're about the same colors they are. That's what I'm saying. This whole system is just used to move us as outcasts. It has nothing to do with skin color because I know some Hispanics and some Indians that are darker than I am and closer to black than I am, and we come in different shades. And even the darkest skinned black person, you can take a black person from Africa, they still not the color of black. They still gonna be brown, or maybe a darker hue of brown, but it's not the same thing. We're all brown. We're color of the earth. We're earth tone people. Anyway, is this label system, it has nothing to do with what shade you are. It has everything to do with keeping you out of the loop and bringing negative energy upon yourself. And it's pretty much a brainwashing strategy and a spellbinding. Pretty much, that's what Chief Kalnago says. It's spellbound. I did an earlier video about this, so I'm gonna do it again because I had a viewer that mentions this. Am I ashamed of my blackness? Is in the Bible. Black this and black. The Bible has been rewritten as well by great Caucasoids, and so you can believe that because they have constantly erased everything that connects to us. The history, everything our ancestors had developed, has stripped from us pretty much. Everything has been gray washed, and that was by design to make it look like that they were here first. When I don't understand their logic, but they weren't. But according to the Etymology dictionary, I wanted to show you why it's not good to call yourself this color. It says black adjective. Old English black. Absolutely black, absorbing all light. The color of soot or coal. From Proto-Germanic blacks, burnt. Sources also of Old Norse black, dark. Old High German black, Swedish black, ink. Dutch blacken to burn. From pie to burn, gleam, shine, flash. Source of Greek plagen, to burn, scorch. Latin flagger, to blaze, glow, burn. Okay, that's just an overview of it. But I'm gonna stroll down because there's some negative parts to it. It says the same root produced by English black, bright, shining, glittering, pale. You see that? Bright, shining, glittering, pale. Pale, we are not pale. We're brown. We're golden brown. We're a golden bronze color. So how are we pale? The connecting notion being perhaps fire, bright, burn, dark. Unusual Old English word for black was swart. According to OED and me, is often doubtful whether black means black or dark. Pale, colorless, livid. Use dark-skinned people in Old English. Use so it means colorless. And when you say black, you're calling yourself colorless. You're calling yourself pale, and we're not. Okay, people who are that color are actually the Caucasoids. They gave us their label of who they really are. Then you stroll down. It says the coffee, nothing added, attests to by 1996, black drop. But let's stroll down. It says, it also black fly used to various insects, especially as annoying pests of North American woods. Black Prince is a nickname for the eldest son of Edward III. Is attested by 1560. But let's scroll down. It says meaning fierce, terrible, wicked. See, is from the late 14th century. Okay, that's what it means. It means fierce, terrible, and wicked. That's what you're calling yourself every time you call yourself black. Fierce, terrible, and wicked. And in figurative sense often comes from the notion of without light, moral, or spiritual. See, without light, that's what it's telling us, moral or spirit. That's telling us that we don't have no morality, no spirit. We don't have a light. That's what you're doing. You're telling yourself that you don't have no light. And it also means right here, Latin Niger, and many of the same figurative senses of gloomy, unlucky, bad, wicked, malice. Okay? That's what it means in these European languages. You know, Latin is still part of European language. That's part of their many languages. English, Latin, all that, Spanish, all of that. And they use that term to describe us. The metaphoric use of the Greek word melos, however, tend to reflect the shrouded in darkness, overcast, color of sin. It says in English, it has been seen the color of sin and sorrow. Okay, you're cursing yourself. You are constantly bringing negative energy towards yourself. Every time you say black, you're calling yourself sin. You're calling yourself sorrow. You know, how can you grow yourself and better yourself if you're constantly calling yourself negative energy? That's a part of affirmation. You always, when in psychology, using affirmation, you're supposed to speak positive words upon yourself in order to bring positive energy. But when you are constantly calling yourself black and calling yourself wicked, malice, bad, unlucky, that's what you're speaking into your core. Every time you call yourself that. This labeling system was created by design to keep us in this enslaved mentality. And that's why I don't use that term. It's not that I don't love who I am and everything, but you're sort of bringing negative energy upon yourself. You always wonder why we don't get ahead. How come it's so hard for us to get ahead and better ourselves? If you're constantly calling yourself black, 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 negative, wicked, wicked, evil, evil, you're unlucky, unlucky, unlucky. That's what you're speaking into existence. You're manifesting more unluck, more sorrow, more malice, more wickedness, more unluckiness, more gloom every time you speak that word. Okay? That's why y'all need to understand what these words mean. And this is the English language. We need to go back to our native tongue and use more of what our ancestors used. They were able to fight these folks off for 250 years from this land. And they did not call themselves black. Black didn't start coming into here until the slave trade. I did another video. If y'all go back and look at my video on the human labeling system, I explained this. I explained where it comes from and where it stems from. Black stems from the slave trade. The whole purpose of it was to keep us in an enslaved mindset. So that's why I do not call myself black, because I want to pull myself out of this slave mentality. And the only way we're going to do that is if we do not honor this labeling system, because it's not right. We should not be calling ourselves black. And then we stand next to an Indian and next to these Hispanics and all that. We're the same colors they are. Some of them darker than we are. They closer to the color black than we are, some of them. Okay? They no darker than us, and they about the same shade as us. So this is all in mind, dealing with psychology. Okay? It's about mind control. It's about how we keep this group of people enslaved even longer and continue to use them as leeches. And that's what they, how to continue to leech off of them. How can we continue to rob them of their energy, of their glory, that Yahweh has bestowed upon us, that this is our legacy. These are things that we should be looking at. And here it is. It's shrouded darkness, overcast. Okay? It's the color of sin, sorrow. And they started this at least since the 13th century. 13th century. Here it is, 1300s. The sense of dark purpose, malignant, emerged. 1580s, the black art. And then it says, it also sensed in black magic, black found by the ships. A signal of no mercy. Okay, black dog, melancholy, attested. See, they were finally giving us a label to keep us in an enslaved mentality. Okay, that's why we should not accept this color. It was imposed on us. All right, it really was. And like I said, I don't call myself. That's why every chance I get, I try not to call any of us that color, because it strips us further away from who we are. And like I said, it goes on. It says Old English black, the color black, ink, used black from the late 14th century as black spot in the pupil of eye, meaning dark-skinned people of Africa. And especially when in mourn, okay, it's the color of mourning. Why, of grief. Why would you want that to represent yourself? And it said, and then here it goes. The notion of black characters or white paper and visual art with no colors but black and white. But that's why I don't like to use that term. Okay? And they knew what they were doing. This was all by design. And I got another. I'm going to go through Webster's dictionary. I did this in an earlier video. Here it is right here. It means dirty, soiled, hands black with grime. It says reflecting, transmitting little or no light. It says thoroughly sinister or evil, wicked. Okay? Indicative of condemnation or discredited. Got a black mark for being like discredited. Have you noticed that we always get discredited for everything? It seems like everything we work hard for, we invent. Oh, all of a sudden, Great Caucasoid got it, or some other ethnicity, a Hispanic or Indian, who it's always others except for us. It's because we are constantly calling us this stupid label. Don't accept it. Don't call it. One way we can break this cycle is to stop calling ourselves this negative term and replace it with something more positive. Okay, that bring positive energy. And if you're going to call yourself the color of a black sheet of paper, research it and find a better term that's from your native tongue that doesn't bring that negative energy to you. But I personally don't think we should be called black at all. We're not black. None of us are black. We're brown. We're actually brown colored people. We about the same color the Indians and Hispanics that be walking around here. Okay? And they no special than we are either. And that's why I said this was a total misnomer, a system of just setting the original people who was here as outcasts in order to keep us from identifying our indigenous heritage and connecting to this land. That's the bottom line. And to further strip us from who we really are. Here's another definition. It means very sad, gloomy, black despair. It means occurrence of disaster. It says hostility, angry, black resentment filled in your heart. It's like everything that is negative is in this term. And every time you say that, subject to boycott by trade union, it's just like, I'm looking at this, a ship that was declared black by the union. And it says propaganda, conduct to appear originally as within the enemy of the country. It says here it is. In propaganda, the black means conducted as to appear to originate when an enemy country. Okay, designed to weaken enemy morale, disseminating black propaganda, negativity. Um, Here's another one. But though it gets me, it means black, it means dirty, soil, grimy, it means evil. What else? No, all this negativity, oppression, all of that is on there. So why would you want to call yourself something that keeps you down and lowers your spirit? It, it takes away from who you are, and that's what we learn in psychology and counseling. It's like when you do affirmation, labeling is like, you got to look at it this way. It's like affirmations. You got to speak positive energy towards yourself. Did a video a while ago. If y'all want to go back and look at it, I did a video about frequencies. When you speak certain energy into words, words through frequency, you can bring positive or negative energy on yourself. And there's this Japanese, I think it's a Japanese doctor who proved that this actually happens. He used it with water. How you speak negative energy, the crystals from the water looks very sad, and then if you speak positive things, it brings beautiful light and everything. But if you constantly calling yourself black, 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 and you always wonder why we fail, just think about it. They started this labeling system in the 1700s. So I believe it's 1600, 1700, right around the slavery, when they was trying to get this propaganda going and brainwashing. And that's when they started that labeling of calling us black. Prior to that, we weren't called that, and our ancestors fought hard to get these viruses off our land, these great caucasoids off our land, and we fought them for 250 years. If you go back and do your research and learn your history, you'll realize that. And they were not calling themselves black. This was just something that Europeans came up with in order to keep this narrative going. And it so far has worked, using pure psychology on us. I'm sorry. And that's why I don't call myself black. Okay? I don't. I don't accept this labeling system. I'm not going to call myself that color. I'm going to speak positive energy towards myself. I want to say good things. I'm going to call myself a beautiful bronze, golden color. And then I'm going to find out a better color that doesn't have that negative connotation in the European language. Or better yet, we need to learn our indigenous language, of who we are. And more we connect more to who we are, you realize that that's not who you are, that labeling system. It's a misnomer. We're not that color. And we're not that label. And they chose that name for us. And I think it's time that we choose a name for ourselves. It was imposed on us, and it was created by them by design to keep this narrative going. That's the whole point, okay? And it's a form of brainwashing, okay? And that's why people don't respect us like they should. It's because we accept this labeling system that Caucasians came up with. And if you bring up the Bible, I'm going to tell you, the Bible was rewritten by, that King James version was rewritten by great Caucasians, great Caucasoids, okay? They created that. And that I don't call them white, because that term, you're glorifying them. Every time you say white, if you look up white, next video, I'm going to look on the etymology for white. I'm going to show you, it means pure and godlike. And it's like you're giving them a praise. You're praying to them every time you say white. You're glorifying them, and you're bringing that positive energy to them that they don't deserve. They should not get anything. So stop calling them that. I call them gray. Give them another name. They gave me a stupid name that depresses me and try to keep me down. I give them a depressing color that depresses them too. They know better than we are, and we should not accept this. Pure brainwashing. It's pure psychological, and we need to get that out of our head. All right? That's all I'm saying. And yes, I do love me. All right? I do. And I do love our people. But I think that a lot of this brainwashing has made us think, confused, literally. But that's why I don't call myself black. It has nothing to do with not loving myself. I love myself dearly. And if you learn your history and love yourself dearly, you wouldn't want to call yourself that color either. Research it. Look at the names. Okay? Look at these names. And I'm going to do a video. I can go on and on about this. But that's why I don't like using that label. It's a label, you all. And it's used as an affirmation for you to give yourself negative energy to yourself. And it's a form of mind control, or I wouldn't say mind control, but it's like a spell binding. You cursing yourself every time you speak negativity. You bring a negativity on yourself. And that's why you wonder why it's so hard for me to get. That's part of the reason you're speaking negative energy on yourself. Don't bring that negative energy. Rebuke it. That's all I say. And follow, and start learning more about your indigenous heritage. Learn about the language. I stopped using God. I use Yahweh. I felt the connection with saying Yahweh, or the Most High, Most High, learning more about who you are and your heritage and your identity, learning your native tongue that your ancestors originally spoke brings you more of a spiritual connection. That's why I'm thinking about learning more about Hebrew, the Hebrew language, because I learned that Cherokees is some kind of way is connected to Hebrew, and Hebrew is an Afro-Asiatic language that describes who we are as Aborigines. But I would like to see what you all think. I just wanted to let this person know that we can't let small differences get in our way. I respect you. If you want to continue accepting the great caucus or labeling system on yourself, then fine. I'm not going to hold no grudges or anything against you. But I would like for people to respect my wishes too, or other people's wishes of not accepting that label. And I'm hoping that more and more brothers and sisters will open up their eyes and realize that calling ourselves that is not good. That's part of the reason why we got the negative energy coming onto us so strong. If we release it and we come on and call ourselves, Aborigines or copper color, or beautiful earth cone colors or something like that, anything besides that. Or call ourselves brown people, because really we are brown, just like all these Hispanics, Indians walking around. Some of them darker than me, and some of them, So and then they sit up there thinking they're better than we are, and they're not. I had an Asian woman come up to me once. She couldn't understand why blacks were called blacks here. Because I'm starting to think this labeling system is really tied into the United States more than other countries. Because I had an Asian woman go, she said, "But you're brown." I said, "I know." She said, "Why are you called black?" I said, "I don't know. It's just part of the labeling system." She said, "She's stupid. You're about the same color as one of my relatives." And I said, "I know." Black people are not the color of a black sheet of paper. Why they call you that? And I had people ask that. Why they call y'all black when y'all not that color? And they say you're brown. I said, no. So all of us, even the darkest skin black, you can take the Wesley Snipes, same brown. Okay? And I said it was all in this labeling was used to set us out as outcasts in our own homeland. So that's why I said we need to get rid of this brainwashing, okay? And we need to respect one another, and everything. So I I respect y'all if y'all want to still call yourselves that. If that's what you want to do you. But I don't think it's right for me. I'm not going to call myself that because I'm trying to get, I'm trying to find a new way to bring more positive energy towards myself and people like me who are more interested in doing that. But I just want to share this with you all. I'm hoping that it gets to somebody's mind. I'm hoping that people, and I'm going to keep on praying. Yahweh, please let my brothers and sisters, Archangel Michael and all the guardian angels of God, Yahweh, please help my brothers and sisters, my Aborigine brothers and sisters, the AKA African Americans, know who they are and not accept this negative energy on them. And learn how to bring positive flow of energy through positive affirmations, using positive words that better describes them through our native tongues or words. In the English language that's more positive and bring more positive energy and blessings our way. In Yahweh's name, amen. Okay. I pray for my brothers and sisters too. But anyway, I love you guys. I do. I love you, family. I really do. I just had to come on this video and talk about it, and I just want us to do better as a group of people. And we can. We just got to start, as I learn more about psychology and everything and how things are done, we just got to learn how to, use the power of insight, learn how to speak positive energy, understand psychology and how they use manipulation. I'm going to explain. I got another article I'm going to read to you all in this video that goes even further into detail with this mind, how they did it from the slave trade, this mind control, and how it's applied today. And how we as a group of people got to open up our eyes and wake up and realize the truth and see things for us, how things really are, and how we can put an end to it. And one way is to start with ourselves, learning to love ourselves and not accept this negative labeling. Okay? That's one way we can do it. But I can go on and on and on. I'm going to be quiet. Please put your comments below. And don't forget to subscribe. And I have a Patreon, GoFundMe, and I'm on Black Junction TV. You can check me out over there as well. I also going to put a link to my Facebook page. Y'all can join. I have a Facebook group, a community. I can see what kind of projects I'm working on, and what I'm doing, and some of the videos I'm doing. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I think that's it, y'all. I hope to hear from you guys. And till next time, peace, family. And you be blessed. Bye-bye.